This is not going in the podcast. This guy is unfucking believable.
Why is that not going in the podcast? That's definitely going in the podcast now.
Because I don't want to spoil it.
That's not a spoiler. He just says the swear word.
It is going in the podcast. It's just going at the very beginning.
There you go.
The title sequence. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Doctor Who Reviews, episode 199.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
Holy shit, we've been doing this for far too long.
Did we get to this?
Because
don't say we're doing 198 of a podcast, because that's not funny.
we were all locked the fuck in during the pandemic. That's why.
That's true. We suddenly went from doing it once every
like 13 a
13
year
times every
to 40 a year.
Every week. Yeah. That was a mistake.
Well, we've rectified it. Now every other week we talk about Kamen Rider.
I wish we had not had to rectify it. Deeply.
I know, but yeah, you know, I know, but
honestly, I'm gonna say I kind of prefer it because I don't know about y'all, but it does sometimes get tiring having to do the same thing every week.
Nah.
Yeah,
having a little bit of Kamen Rider changes it up and also gives you time. So
I have reasons for saying that, but I'm not going to go into that.
Anyway, now we'll become a tri-weekly podcast, and we'll talk about Symphogear on the third week.
That will never happen.
I will drag somebody into it. You watch out.
Obviously, the answer is drag Chris into it because she keeps talking about Symphogear on the Kamen Rider.
Chris, run.
Chris, run. She's
Chris
already
is out doing car stuff, so therefore she can't hear any of this.
She already watched all the show. Where are you going to run from?
From doing a podcast with you about it? Because then she'll have to watch it all again.
I mean, Chris might do that.
Hey, listen, I just posted...
Something beef stroganoff. Anyway, back to Doctor Who.
Doctor Who! For our 199th episode, we have a curiosity!
Yeah, you took my line. Thanks for that.
We have filler. Literal filler.
Well.
Yeah. And to discuss the literal filler with me, I'm joined by two co-hosts. Firstly, to my virtual left, just like the marionettes swaying to the symphony of destruction, it's Freezing Inferno.
Nah!
Your laugh is not as convincing as our other co-host, because to my virtual right, she's so sharp, man, you don't cut yourself on the edge. It's Kat. That sounds so phoned in.
See, I went for restraint. Yeah, but yeah.
Do you have any idea how difficult it is to actually cackle? Like, the Witches of Yore who did it on the reg, kudos to them. Sure, they sacrificed a few babies, and maybe they danced naked in the moonlight around a bonfire celebrating Satan, but kudos to them for the cackle.
Okay, I can't do a cackle, but I can go like this instead. How's that?
Well, I'm sure the cackle was great comfort to them when they were all drowned. They weren't burnt at the stake, historical fact.
Well, no, see, it's fine, because as long as they drowned, that meant that they're innocent, and therefore they weren't witches. Meanwhile, if they survived and floated, then obviously they were witches and had to be put to death.
Hollywood gets it wrong. Witches were never burned at the stake. They were drowned or hanged, depending on where they were found guilty.
Wow, it's almost like the witch trials were a paranoia excuse to kill any women that the people didn't like.
I think you mean an excuse to get land off of them.
By killing them.
Literally what it was about.
Honestly, Rain, it's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. Because there were like whole scores of people who were, you know, just going after other people saying, oh, I totally saw them turn into a nude. It was terrible.
Because they were accused. They were trying to save themselves. It didn't work.
I mean, not even just that. There were just some people who just like sending people to their death.
I can't remember if it's Salem or someone else in America, but there was one witch trial that basically started because 3 children made it up for a bit of sport. And then when they admitted, when they said, we actually made it up, they said, no, you've admitted you were witches. So, basically, religion was a mistake.
Anyway, we're not talking about the Witchfinder starring Jodie Whittaker. We're talking about the Edge of Destruction.
I wouldn't say a mistake.
I'm being
Organized religion
facetious.
is a mistake.
I'm being facetious, but
So, Ryan, do you have any fun backstory on the making of this interesting little...
oh god, do I ever. So,
This is...
you called this literal filler earlier.
well,
You're really not wrong.
you say that like it's a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing per se. It gives us something interesting to talk about, but basically, the first series of Doctor Who... Good God. Hang on a second. The first series of Doctor Who was originally supposed to be 3 serials. It was supposed to be An Unearthly Child, The Daleks, and then Marco Polo.
But
They ordered too many episodes.
yeah.
And so, the poor scriptwriter, who is, insert name here,
David Whitaker,
was basically... Thank you.
who's
was
also the
basically-
first script editor of Doctor Who.
He was, but because of the... to avoid falling for the Writers Guilds, he is not credited as the script editor for this particular story. Just the writer.
Uh-huh.
So there's a fun fact. He basically wrote a filler story in 2 days. And that was
It
Edge of
does
Destruction.
kind of show.
And also, they had no budget. They'd used all the budget on the other episodes. So this is the cheapest Doctor Who episode ever made at £2,500.
My God.
Money
Wow.
well spent, as you're about to find out.
Well, I mean, that's £2,500 in 1963 money, which is like, what?
Yeah.
That's like...
Wait, I have a question then. Did the actual actors in the episode get paid per episode, or did they get paid per serial, or was it like per season?
That is a great question, which unfortunately I do not know the answer to.
Because if it's only £2,000, there's 4 of them there. Like, that would be really, really cheap.
Just a
I
bit.
wonder if it
Yeah.
was just because presumably they already had the entire TARDIS, set right there, so that didn't cost them anything because they had already paid for it.
Well, that's exactly it. The set is entirely the TARDIS. It's the only story to date that has been entirely set inside the TARDIS.
Huh. This is interesting to me because now I'm wondering how much of that was their salary and how much of that was actual needed stuff in the story.
I mean, when I say, like,
1960s
serial-
budgeting.
There are a couple of mini episodes that only take place in the TARDIS, but they don't really count.
Yeah.
I mean, time and space where 2 babies meet with each other and flirt with one another. I mean, seriously, watch it. I'm not wrong.
Peak fucking
Journey
Moffat.
to the center of the TARDIS.
Well, that has outside parts, too.
Oh, true.
Like, there's parts set on the space station with the salvage guys, so...
Yeah. That's probably the closest thing we got to this, is Journey to the Center of the TARDIS in the modern day, but it's a shame that episode was not very good. This is better than that.
This is better than that. Let's talk about it.
Wow,
Okay.
that is a sentence.
I don't care if it's a hot take, I'm standing by it.
No.
That is a hot take.
He's right. I listen. I will stand for some of 7B. Like, I'll stand for Rings all fucking day. You can probably catch me defending Nightmare in Silver on a good day, but Journey, I do not.
No,
care
no,
that
it just
much.
surprises me because you're saying this is better than Clara.
But
Yeah, but Clara is actually a very small part of it.
I mean, she's still a part of it.
Mm,
And
Am I
even-
the only one who liked Journey to the Center of the TARDIS? I feel alone.
If you liked it, that's fine. More power to your elbow.
now you know how I feel most of the time, Catelyn. I love some Gonzo dumb bullshit. When I'm the
I mean,
contrarian.
you're speaking to
Power
the,
in my
you're talking
elbow.
with the man. You're talking with the man who likes Empress of Mars. So
Okay, yeah. And
I'm still wondering why you put power in my elbow. That's just weird.
I don't
That's a
don't
phrase.
remember. And I'm the one who likes insert hot take Doctor Who story here. I forget.
yeah, more power to your elbow is
Oh,
a
man.
phrase.
Ah.
It's a set phrase. Anyway, we start then with the aftermath of them escaping from the Daleks in the Daleks.
Oof. Good thing that we got away from that Skaro planet with those scary robot monsters. Now we'll never have to deal with them again.
Never again.
And then there's an explosion, they all pass out, they peaked in a dead planet.
So get used to this, folks, because they're going to suddenly pass out quite a lot in this
I
one.
love, by the way, that they peeked to the dead planet gets Fresno every time.
It's so good.
It is a very good bit.
Thank you, Joe Vevers.
Yes. Is it Vivers or Vevers? I've been pronouncing it Vevers. I've been getting it wrong all this time. It's entirely possible.
Is it McTire or McTeer? I need to know.
Thank you to Joe. God damn it.
You know, we're so sorry.
Bart's teacher is named Crabapple. I've been calling her Crabapple.
What do you mean the Berenstain Bears, not Berenstein? What the hell?
Nelson Mandela didn't die in jail? What?
Shut up and sit down, A.A. Ron.
Okay.
So yeah, there's an explosion, the first of several, and everyone is knocked unconscious. And because it's
Again, get used to
1964,
that.
the effects are spectacular.
It's
They just all fall over.
Yeah.
I am not going to bag on the effects on this because it was made on the shoestring budget. Come on now.
You gotta be nice.
Literally. Holy crap.
So the first one to wake up is Barbara, who seems to be completely unaffected by the explosion.
To be fair, she wasn't in the console room. She came into the console room. So more than likely, she was away from the major part of it.
I'm just imagining knowing Barbara in that Donald Glover beat with the pieces. And everything's on fire.
The who? What now?
I forget the show it's from, but isn't it Donald... Donald Glover comes into a room with a box of pizza and then drops them because everything's on fire.
Community.
Community, thank you. Yeah, I'm just imagining that with Barbara in place of...
You were laughing so hard, all I heard was...
Oh, right. Sorry.
That was like, what the fuck is he saying?
I'm imagining Barbara in place of Donald Glover in that scene.
This?
That would be.
But Susan is not quite so lucky. And neither the doctor. The doctor is unconscious with a gash on his forehead.
Oh my god.
And Susan wakes up with a pain in the back of her neck and amnesia.
So wait, you're telling me the Doctor Who bumped his head on the console and got knocked
And
out,
didn't regenerate.
and he didn't turn into Patrick Troughton? What?
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's not William Hart. It's not Patrick Troughton in a wig. What is this?
Now you see what happened is he actually turned into another doctor we haven't seen before, but that scene was cut out and there was no mention again until the Timeless Children.
And finally, Chris Chibnall has deigned to explain this inconsistency to us. Thank you, Chibnall, for making everything known.
He bumps his head into Lisa's scene, he regenerates, he sneezes, he regenerated back to Hartnell, end of story.
Christ's sakes. But, yeah, everyone's also acting a little weird and almost, like, amnesiatic. Like, this explosion kind of...
Particularly Ian, by the way.
The explosion kind of rattled their brains, which is it's part of the story that everyone's acting a little bit more erratic than usual, but also gets resolved fairly quickly.
I think William Russell is the MVP for these early scenes because he gives you the distinct impression that something's not quite right with Ian.
Yeah.
Like he's a little bit far in the eye, you know, that far away look in his eye, like he's concussed.
I mean, he probably is. Fair.
It could just be simple concussion, or it could be.
He does a good job of portraying that as an actor.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Barbara sends Susan off to get some bandages for Doctor Who there, and she goes and gets them, and she's a little focused on the scissors.
Oh god, the scissors.
Oh god, is this where the water machine comes on?
This is
I think so.
There's a very interesting behind the scenes story about the scissors when we get to that scene.
Oh yeah.
Is Susan not over the age of 16, so therefore she can't legally handle them?
I mean,
no, it's something that happened off the show.
Oh.
And it doesn't involve the actors themselves. Well, not directly anyway.
Oh
but...
no! Did somebody else attack somebody else with?
No, it wasn't bad like that.
Oh, okay.
I'll explain when we get to it. But yeah, Susan's eyeing the scissors, Susan's also convinced that there's an alien presence on board and taking control of the ship.
Oh no.
Russell T Davies, you hat. It's just midnight.
I was thinking this when I was watching it again. A lot of this definitely does feel like midnight, you know? Like
Yeah, but midnight's so good though.
Midnight is a banger, yes, but you can see the roots of that story here, where it's just like it's a what do you call it? God, what's the? I'm looking for a word here. I'm blanking on it. It's a
Nope.
you know it. You know.
God damn it.
It's all fucked up because it's your memories trying to remind you of the word.
I thought you
Oh
were
my God.
actually forgetting, and I was trying to be.
No, I'm legitimately like.
for a bit.
No. This is not a bit. I'm literally trying to figure out the word I mean is like it's like they're in an enclosed space and the entire story takes place in it.
Not a bottleneck episode.
Bottle episode. Thank you. Fuck.
Yeah, bottle episode, not
Bleh,
bottleneck
bleh,
episode.
It's a bottle episode like Midnight, and also like Midnight, it devolves into paranoia and accusation and mob mentality.
Oh God.
So
They're called bottle episodes?
Yeah, that's a term for it.
yeah,
I would have called it claustrophobic episodes,
Yeah.
personally.
well,
It's not bad either, but the
that's
actual
the
term is
time.
bottle episode.
but yeah, bottle episode is like the term for a self-contained thing where it takes place in one setting.
Well, no, yeah, I get that. It's just, it's kind of stupid to me. Just call it a claustrophobic episode.
There is some claustrophobia in the story, but yeah. Thank you for helping me
Yeah.
remember the term bottle episode. I'm mirroring Ian. I'm sitting here in the chair like, what? What's the word for when you fucking
Did someone say mirror?
No,
Doctor
It's
Who
not-
mirror alert. Doctor Who mirror alert.
it's not as impactful when you just keep doing it.
What?
Ugh.
Keep doing it. Doctor Who mirror alert.
Doctor Who mirror alert. Whoop 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 whoop.
Yes, thank you.
I hate you all right now.
Love you too.
How could you guess I was about to say that? Good grief.
Because I'm inside your head.
Soundballs are sentient. So that would actually be terrifying if they were. My God.
I, for one, accept our soundboard overlords. Honestly, at this point, just take it away from the humans. We can't do it.
I mean, we can.
I mean, we can't. We're too divided.
I know this to
as
get
a-
back to the weird goings on. So the TARDIS doors are behaving strangely.
I love it. They open, and then Ian goes to see what's outside, and then they close, and then Ian goes back, and they open again. Just
It's the
teasing.
equivalent, isn't it, of the person that's got to hold up the TV aerial to watch the game of football.
Oh my
It's
god.
like, they've scored! Oh God, the picture's gone off.
That's a Mr. Bean.
Don't Futurama do a bit about that with Bender?
Mr. Bean.
Possibly?
Mr. Bean did a bit about this too.
They're all watching a game of football, and Bender's like in the kitchen. He comes in, and the picture goes off because he's interfering with the signal. And then he leaves the kitchen in to go back to the kitchen, and they go, "It's back on!" Oh yeah! Oh God damn it!
God.
Anyways, so the doors are opening and closing on the TARDIS, and, you know, obviously, Ian can't get over there, and Susan is like, you know, I can't take this anymore, I don't know what's going on, and she rushes for the controls, and then I think there's a sound effect of electricity, and then
No,
she
there's
just...
there's meant to be one, I think,
Ah,
but she just drops.
I could have sworn... to be fair, I watched the one on Amazon, so I don't know if they changed it or added anything, or what was
Oh,
going on
not
there.
a special, not Star Wars special edition in here. No.
I'm honestly not sure, but I thought I remembered a sound at that point, because at this point, Susan just collapses.
Let
She's
me guess.
gone.
They had a comedy donk sound effect when she hit her head on the console.
McClunky.
Ugh,
No.
good. Yeah, she collapses, possibly electrocuted, but there's no sound to indicate that. Barbara, runs to help her, and then we smash cut. We smash cut to Susan picking up a pair of scissors and threatening Barbara with it.
Oh boy.
No, we don't.
Oh, no, sorry, I've forgotten. I've
No,
forgotten
yeah.
the bit
At
there.
this point, Susan has obviously passed out. Barbara is like, okay, I'm gonna take care of the doctor and try to take care of this gash that's on his head using this special magic bandage. You pick up Susan, Ian, and take her into, like her room.
That's right. She tries to attack someone else with the scissors first.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is the scene that led to the bit I was talking about. So, Susan
Honestly, I kind
tries
of
to
really
kill
like
Ian.
the reveal. I like the reveal of her standing there because, like, he lays her down on the bed. He goes to the food replicator Star Trekky thing and tries to get water. And they all have this thing where they're like, well, the machine says it's empty, but I'm able to get water. This is weird. And then he walks back in, and the camera slowly pans over with him just to reveal Susan standing there holding scissors in her hand. It's like, holy crap!
And she's about to stab him with it, and then she goes to the bed and stabs that multiple times, and it collapses.
This is some creepy
Good
shit.
job for her.
That led to the bit, because basically, Verity Lambert had to write a letter of apology for including this scene.
Oh, I get it.
What?
Because she was advised that it was probably not a good idea to show a teenage girl acting out with a pair of scissors and broadcasting this to the world.
It's funny because
To impressionable young minds, perhaps.
we might have mentioned this when we did the episode, but a similar thing happened in Paradise Towers, where one of the old cannibal ladies was brandishing a knife at Mel, and people wrote in to complain, "How dare you show someone brandishing a butcher knife on Doctor Who? This is a show for children."
Yeah, because we just want to watch people getting shot by Daleks instead. That's wholesome, right?
Yeah, well, if you get shot by Daleks, they just fall over and go hard. But when you show a knife, it gets real.
So even back then, people were absolute pussies when it came to children.
I mean, let's not go into 1976 and Mary Whitehouse. Let's steer clear of that for the Deadly Assassin podcast, because holy shit, is that a saga?
Like, I won't go into a full tangent here, but I'm of the opinion that some people protect their kids way too much and actually hinder their growth, when realistically what they should do is expose them to, like, in an age-appropriate way, expose them to the evils of the world and what all the world actually contains. Yeah. But that's all I will say on the subject, so we don't go off on a huge topic derail.
The group of four, then, they discuss what Susan has just tried to do to Ian. The Doctor is still a little out of it at this stage. He's now got some wrapping around his head, hasn't he? Where he hit his forehead.
He's got the bandage on.
He's got the bandage on, that's right. They basically have a bit of alternating between bouts of completely clarity, like knowing what's going on, and then paranoia, and accusing each other of different things. That's when Susan sneakily gets the pair of scissors, and that's when she threatens Barbara with them.
God.
Yeah, as the Doctor and Ian go to check the fault locator to see what's going on with the TARDIS.
Oh, the fault locator. I've got another funny behind-the-scenes bit about that later on.
Yeah,
but
it's interesting because the Doctor is looking at this thing and he's like, "Oh, my vision's blurry. Oh, Chesterton, you look," and he looks, and we see the POV shot, and his vision's blurry too. So something's going to fuck on with it.
So Susan has gone full Quark from Zero Escape at this point, and I think that's a scalpel if there's not a pair of scissors, but it's a similar idea.
I wish I could remember what character that was. It's been so long since I played
He's the little
Zero
kid
Time.
from the second game.
I haven't fully played the second game, so thanks for the spoilers.
It's not a spoiler.
Thanks for the spoilers.
I haven't said what the aftermath of that is, so it's not a spoiler. But she's gone full Quark, and going back to what you said about Midnight, Susan's theory is that something is hiding inside the ship, or one of them.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
RTD.
It gets even better. Hang on, I need to find if this was said in the in this part or later in the episode. Let me just get the transcript up. When she's threatening Barbara, and Barbara takes the scissors away, Susan says, and I quote, "I never noticed the shadows before. It's so silent in this ship."
Oh my god.
So if you want to talk about invisible monsters just out of the frame of reference that people can't perceive...
The Vesta Narada, yeah.
Yes, Wait, no.
The silence.
Yes.
It works for both of them, in fairness.
Yes.
Honestly, Rain, sometimes does anybody else have weird check marks on their arms?
No.
Anyways, what were we talking about?
I don't know. Why was a smoking gun in my hand? Anyway.
That's weird. Why are there check marks on my arm?
That's very strange.
That's weird.
So yeah, there's a lot of the Doctor checking the fault locator. And I may as well mention this now. As you know, Doctor Who was recorded live in one take.
It was a couple.
Or a limited number of takes.
Yeah.
Now apparently he played a prank on everyone by at one point he said instead of the fault locator, he said the fornicator. I watched the episodes to see if I could find when he says it. I couldn't.
They might have
So
edited
it
it
might
out.
have-
I don't know if it made it to air.
They obviously must have edited it out. I mean,
It was a show for kids. I'm sure that they probably edited it out.
if they
He
got in
stumbles over his words anyway, so he kind of would have got away with it.
if they got in trouble for the scissors, can you imagine the mess they would have got into if they had William Hartnell say
Well, we got
fornicator
Mary
on
Whitehouse
TV?
on the show. My God.
Yeah, well, we were not getting into that one until Deadly Assassin.
I mean, the show technically got cancelled before it even aired. But thankfully, the person that cancelled it had a change of heart.
Yes.
I think during the production of An Unearthly Child, a BBC executive cancelled the show. And then changed his mind.
Well, that's lucky for us.
Maybe
then.
if he saw that scene, he'd change his mind back again. But
Who knows?
we then go full midnight paranoia. My God,
We should talk about the scanner. Cause this
I'm getting to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the closest that we get to a clip show. Essentially.
I mean, it's not a really good clip show. It's just basically look at this
It's wild
photograph.
because we've had two serials at this point. Not really a lot to make a clip show out of, but
And they
they
don't.
do it.
Well, they don't make clips out of where they've been. It's just random shit that shows up on the screen.
No, they do show clips of where they've been later on, or they refer to what they've been.
Well, they refer, but they don't like. Oh, remember that time?
Yeah, it's basically a planet, and then a solar system, and then a massive explosion.
And this is one of those things that, like, it really has stuck in the imagination of a lot of people. But also, you know, being Doctor Who fans, a lot of people are like, there's something unexplained in Doctor Who. I'd better make a canonical mess of it to pin it down. The fact that he mentions the planet Quinnus in the fourth universe as a place that he and Susan went before Unearthly Child. And so, you know, everyone in the 90s was like, oh, fuck, we gotta explain that one.
If you really want to talk about explaining shit, there's a Doctor Who role-playing game which explains why Ian can only hear one heart in this episode when he goes to check the Doctor's
Oh
pulse.
my God!
Oh, for
right.
fuck's sakes!
Yeah, the first Doctor has the trait faulty heart.
He rolled a one. He rolled a one on his cardiac check. So,
Exactly.
Christ's sakes.
I
Well,
hate the fact that's
well,
an actual
thank
thing.
God
My
that that's explained. I mean, we couldn't have any ambiguity and mystery in Doctor Who. I mean, okay, I'm going to make my next campaign called The Three Atlantises, and we'll explain away that once and for all.
It's not Doctor Who, it's Star Wars, but I'd like to talk to you about Davin Fef. I wouldn't actually, because that would take 20 minutes, but
I am aware enough of who you're talking about to know, and yes, that falls into the same
he's
thing.
he's in the first Star Wars film.
He's in the movie. He is in the movie.
You wouldn't know it because he's in it for about 5 seconds, but he is in the movie.
5 seconds.
I'm
You're...
going to pretend to know who the hell you're talking about.
I'm going to explain it. God help me, I'm going to explain it. You remember the scene in the movie when the stormtroopers are going after the droids and they're in the desert, and in the special edition they're on those CGI dinosaur things, and the one stormtrooper pulls up a piece of metal out of the desert and he says, "Look, sir, droids."
That's Davin Fef.
That's Davin Firth.
Okay, I would like to say two things actually. The first thing is, When you said they were looking for the droids in the desert, I immediately thought of that scene from Spaceballs where they're combing the desert.
Yes.
Are you found anything yet?
2, I've never seen any of the special editions because I have taste.
Well, okay. Well,
I don't know if Devon Fest's actually in the original as well. Or
no.
just a special
That
edition, but
cut is in the original. The only thing that George
the
Lucas
point
added
is this: they
No.
figured that they should actually make him an important character in the expanded universe, and they do.
because oh my god, he had a line in the movie. He's clearly
This
important.
random stormtrooper.
He says, "Look, sir."
Okay, question now then, Rain. Do they make him an important character in the original expanded universe or the Disney expanded universe? Because those are two very different things.
I would like to say original, but I don't know for sure.
I'm fairly certain it was original. This was like a '90s thing. So.
Any Star Wars fans out there who can answer this question, because I'm not enough of a nerd to actually look it up because I don't give a shit. Please tell us in the comments. And maybe also go back and watch the other 198 episodes that we've done of this stupid show. Please.
I thought you were going to tell him to touch grass for a second. That's a bit rude.
And then settle down with a nice cold drink and throw on the Star Wars. Oh, you've thrown on the Phantom Menace. What have you done?
You poor thing.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be the holiday special. Knowing about the Doctor Who now derailed that conversation. Good job, May.
Anyway, paranoia.
Yeah, the Doctor accuses Barbara and Ian of attacking him and trying to get the TARDIS back to 1963 England.
Can I just say?
I do apologise, 1965 England. No, I was right the first time.
London. No.
Also, remember when you just said that I should tell that you thought I was going to tell people to touch grass? There is no need with this device.
I would love to know what the hell that is.
Also,
It's a wrist rest.
I just noticed that Kuchiri shared a gif of Elmo on fire.
It's just Elmo on fire.
I love that GIF so much.
Beautiful.
Future me, put that in.
Yeah, go ahead, Future. You put that shit in there. Good job. Anyway, can I just say I love Barbara in this scene because she goes off. You were talking about, oh, how could you prefer this over the episode with Clara? Well, this is a Clara-esque blow-up.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Ian, you'd be dead in the cave of skulls, you stupid old man.
Or dead of radiation poisoning because your stupid ass needed to go down to the Dalek City and explore. So,
to be fair, he did just accuse Barbara and Ian of trying to knock him and Susan out, sabotage the controls, and take over the TARDIS so that they could go back to England. Which, I mean, like, dick move, my dude.
Yeah.
Of course they want to go back home. It's home.
yeah.
And then her rant at the Doctor is cut off very abruptly with an absolutely wild visual. I know it's like low budget, but this is great.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Salvador Dali. When did you get into this low budget
It's a
episode?
memory, isn't it? Melting clocks.
Yeah, there's this clock that's on display in the console room, and it's melting. And Ian's watch is melting.
And Barbara's. I can't remember if Susan has a watch or not, but
I don't think she does. I think
Ian and Barbara certainly do, and they're all melting. So that causes Barbara to have to break down in tears. And then the Doctor, in a very weird bit, let's be honest.
After he's just accused them of sabotage and trying to steal his ship, mind you.
Yeah, that's the perfect butler.
Let's all have a drink, everyone, and calm down. Go on. Here you go.
I'm going to say right now, as soon as he brought in those drinks, acting all calm, I clocked him immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
He is
remember that
100% going to drug them.
at this stage, the First Doctor is kind of an asshole.
Actually,
Kind of.
okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the story, and I'm kind of spoiling why I really like it. This story is the moment that Doctor Who goes from a real piece of shit asshole who doesn't care about these people to becoming Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get to
It's,
see...
it's a major moment of character development for him. For all of them.
Yeah.
We're going to say it's after he drugs the people, though.
Yes, it's after he drugs the people. Just the fact that you said, "Oh wow, what a jerk he's being." Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when he's not actively roofying people.
But you've guessed it right. The nightcap that he serves was drugged.
Hella drug.
So he knocks Ian and Barbara out.
I think. Well, no, maybe not Susan too. I think it's just Ian and Barbara because he goes to them first with drinks.
He doesn't give one to Susan, and that's kind of a hint.
And
No, he gives one to Susan. It's just one of the back ones. The two forward ones he gives to Barbara and Ian.
It's Agatha Christie throughout tragedy. Gotcha.
but
That's literally a plot point in an Agatha Christie novel.
Sounds about right.
now if only Wallace Shawn were there. Ah, but you would think I would take the back one. But knowing that, I would take the forward one. But you would have anticipated that, so therefore taking a back drink would be the correct choice.
It's a spoiler, but I just realized there was a moment like that in one of the final Poirots as well. Good go.
Inconceivable.
I'm not going to say who it's between, because that's a massive giveaway. But
Yes.
there is a scene like that in one of the later Hercule Poirot stories.
So,
But anyway, yeah, our cliffhanger is
somebody is going to grab Dr. Hoomst from behind.
talk to the hands.
Shock. It's not like there are only 4 characters in this entire thing, and they only once mentioned the fact that there might be somebody on the ship.
That's it. William Hartnell
Even though
grabbed his own
that's
throat.
completely impossible.
There might
We
be...
solved the mystery. William Hartnell just grabbed his own throat. He tried to choke himself out.
So you're telling me that there's someone among us?
All right, you can play it.
Beautiful, thank you.
You're welcome.
I've got that out of the system now. So,
Surprise, surprise.
Oh, you think it's out of my system? Oh, you sweet summer child.
I just realised my mistake in saying that out loud.
Yeah, we...
I just realised my mistake in saying it out loud. God damn it, stop. So yeah, he gets strangled or grabbed by the throat, and the resolution is it's Ian.
And he was only like, oh my god, the console, it knocked Susan out, so I was trying to stop you from touching it. Which the doctor believes not very much. I was going to make a funny analogy, but no. He's just like, bullshit! What a load of bullshit! You're a
Ian also
saboteur!
collapses again.
And this time he goes so far as to say, well, you know what? We know what we're gonna have to do? We're gonna have to throw you out!
For some reason, trying to strangle you has caused me to become seriously injured.
Yeah, he just passed. Like I said, get used to this. Ian passes out.
Like the act of Susan touching the TARDIS console caused her to somehow become seriously injured as well. It just sort of happens.
Yep.
Just go with it. Again,
Yeah.
Jenna Coleman's law. Do not apply logic ever.
Thank you, Jenna Coleman. But yeah, now the doctor's talking about sabotage and treachery again, and he wants to throw them the fuck out of the TARDIS. God knows where they are.
Even Susan is just like, wait, you want to do what to them?
I initially thought he was going to throw them out the airlock into space. He means that wherever the TARDIS has landed, he's going to throw them out.
Ian and Barbara were ejected. Thank you.
I asked for that.
You did.
Yeah, the idea is that he's going to throw them out wherever they land because he thinks, that they've sabotaged it to take us back to London 1965. I've done it again. So I'm just giving them what they want.
Grandfather, that
No,
could
it's
that
not
could
a
literally be the
conditional
time
punishment.
vortex. I don't
Exactly.
care.
He doesn't really care.
And also, I honestly like this. I think it's this next part that's coming up, and it was not in the previous episode. But basically, Barbara clocks exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
She figures it out.
Yeah, Barbara
For
shows
the
her
doctor.
intelligence.
Yeah, she notices, like, oh, the images that are on the screen, the TARDIS only opens the doors when they show images of England. But when it shows images of things that they can't go into, the doors close. And then we have all these melted clocks. It's like
An
time
explosion.
was taken away from us, and then now it's being put back.
Yeah.
And, once the alarms and all go off, the doctor goes from, I'm going to throw you out, to, oh, holy shit, we need to work together and figure out what's going on, because
You skipped over an important bit with Susan, though.
we have 10 minutes to live.
Susan starts by studying with her grandfather. but actually it's all a ruse, and she actually believes her teachers.
I don't know if it's a ruse or if him going so
It's
far as
only
to throw him
once,
out.
yeah, once he starts being like, we're going to throw them out, she's like, wait, what?
No, hang on. That's a little far, isn't it, grandfather? No.
And then, of course, Barbara reasons with her, and she's like, no, yes, that's true. This all did happen to me, and it wasn't you that did it. It was when I touched the TARDIS console. Therefore, my grandfather's full of shit.
So what you're saying is that Susan says, "Grandfather, you can't throw him out the airlock," and Doctor Who says, "Bet I've seen Battlestar Galactica."
I've never seen a single episode of Battlestar Galactica.
Original or remake?
I've never
neither?
seen any of them.
Remake is actually really good.
I have heard good things about it.
It's one of those things where people originally were upset because they replaced Starbuck with a woman.
Oh,
But that woman is Katie Sackhoff, so what you can
I
tell you
can't
about-
imagine what that's like. A sci-fi community getting all
The original
misogynist.
Starbuck was one of them, and then said he was completely wrong.
You're telling me that the sci-fi community got up in arms because they changed one of the main characters into a lady? Why? I never heard anything like
The
that.
character was originally upset until he saw her in action, and then met with her. It's like, you know what? I was wrong.
I'm sure that stopped the legion of angry misogynists.
No, but fair play to him for seeing he was wrong.
Yes. Okay. Fine. That's
He
good.
deserves some credit for that.
Yeah, honestly, this is something to all men out there. If you really want to impress a woman, own up to your mistakes. Well, obviously the first one is don't be that douchebag who's bragging and talking about yourself the entire time. But also, if you make a mistake, own up to it. Tell the truth. Even if it's something that makes you look like the worst person possible, you'll still be somewhat respected for actually telling the truth rather than trying to hide it.
You've been listening to Relationship Advice with Kat.
Oh no, it's like I heard this story once about this guy who he liked to date some women, and he on his second date with them would always take them to this specific restaurant. And one of the waitresses, when he was talking to this girl he was really interested in, came over to the table and was like, "Oh, you're back. Would you like your usual?" And he had told the girl, "Oh, I've never been to this restaurant before. You want to go there?" So he was automatically exposed for lying. It's like, just don't lie. Don't lie. If you're really interested in this girl, tell her, "Hey, I've tried this place before. It sounds like a really good idea tonight. Do you want to go do it?"
That reminds me of a part of the show First Dates where one of the daters waited until his date went to the toilet and then tried to chat up the waitress on camera.
No, I didn't.
I mean, it was on camera, so we all saw it.
But yeah,
And-
honesty is the best policy.
And the waitress, to her credit, was having none of it.
Good.
And today on this show,
honesty is the best policy.
You've learned how to impress women and how to critically analyze 1960s Doctor Who. Aren't we just a lovely podcast? On
Skills to live by.
Also,
Skills to
the
live
big
by.
thing is, don't be a misogynist. If you watch Andrew Tate and you enjoy him, you're never going to get a woman.
Oh my
The
god.
only women you're going to get are going to be really crap women.
I
So good
wasn't
luck
going to
with
bring up
that.
Andrew Tate, but seeing him say, "I've been completely exonerated." No, you're still on track.
You're still in a Russian gulag, you piece of...
No,
Look, he's happy because he's in a place where he doesn't have to do jack shit, and he has a bunch of tater tots following him, so it's fine.
Not anymore, Cat. He's been released from house arrest.
Oh
Fuck.
my fucking god.
Oh yeah, but they're not called fans; they're called tater tots.
And these
Because
people
they-
are supposed to be the alpha males? Are you shitting me?
Yeah. Oh, here's another tip for anybody out there: if you refer to yourself as an alpha male, you're not an alpha male. You're just
No.
not.
Fun fact, the entire concept of the alpha male is based off some idiot meticulously and flagrantly misreading the social activities of wolves.
Yeah, wolves actually act in packs. There's no such thing as an alpha.
just completely fucked it up in regards to the wolves and a bunch of stupid idiots by the hook, line, and sinker. Anyway, what's wrong with...
Completely spaffed it up the wall.
Anyway, what's wrong with Doctor Who's TARDIS?
Yeah, leave the alphas and the fan fictions.
Oh, God.
Leave the alphas in the show Alphas, which didn't get another series. I'm sad about that. But, I mean, Alphas was basically...
Alpha in the alphabet.
Alphas was basically, we have X-Men at home, but it was alright.
Leave the alphas in Alpha's Magical Christmas.
It had David Strathclyde in it. He's a good actor.
So anyway, Doctor Who's TARDIS.
Yes.
Doctor Who's TARDIS. So it's been trying to warn them as Barbara figures it out. And so the Doctor apologises for saying, you know, you didn't actually sabotage my ship. I misjudged you. Sorry for that whole gonna throw you out of the airlock thing. Don't play it again.
Play it again, Cat, please.
Don't play it, Sam. Thank you, Sam. And just like how the thing that gets frozen every time, that gets me every time.
Motherfucker.
So there's this weird...
Surprise, motherfucker.
There's
Oh,
this...
surprise, motherfucker.
Yes, that's a very good one.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I'm trying not to corpse.
So there's
I'm doing
this
a bad
weird...
job of it.
There's this weird bit about, you know, they explain, like, the way that the pillar in the center of the console goes up and down, and they're like, oh, it's because of the power moving through it. So if it goes up really high, there's a lot of power or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a
Column
lot of
go
jargon
boo,
in this second part, which you can sort of gloss over.
But yeah, this is the first
Can I
time
just
there.
say, I'm really glad that they kind of retconned it so that the TARDIS can make whatever rooms and rearrange however it wanted, because having the power source directly onto the console is really stupid.
I mean, what would happen if someone was to, I don't know, attach a truck to it, and then lift it up and have someone look inside? Oh God, no.
Oh, well, yeah. But,
Yeah.
you know, this is early days of building the blocks of the mythology of Doctor Who. So, you know, some of those blocks, they're going to change them around over the years, so...
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
him being an alien.
Yes, yes. But one thing remains constant, even here in the cold winter of 1964. Cat, if this TARDIS has been trying to warn the crew of the mechanical fault that has been occurring, what does that imply?
Well, Frez, I think that implies that the Doctor is wrong here, and that this isn't just some machine that he, you know, quote-unquote built. It happens to imply that the TARDIS is, what's that word? Sentient?
We've
Yes.
done it again.
Congratulations, everybody! It's the first time that the TARDIS has been confirmed as sentient.
At least this house not destroyed.
And you know, a certain someone can go back and say, "Oh my God, I need to explain this continuity bit from 1976." What? This continuity bit from 1963? No, let's not think of that. Cool visual.
It comes within 5 minutes of being destroyed, but it's not actually destroyed here.
I do love how this shit works. Oh, but before that, there is a great speech from Hartnell, the speech about the solar system, and this is the first Doctor Who speech.
Yeah.
You know, people like to talk about the Rings speech, or I don't know, there's a whole bunch of these.
A lot of people think that the first Doctor Who speech, quote unquote, is the Doctor to Susan when she departs the TARDIS.
Oh, that's a Doctor Who speech for sure, but that's not.
I shall go back, but one day I shall go back. But yeah, this precedes it by a couple of years.
Yeah, this really is like the first Doctor Who speech where he's like talking about the cosmic wonder of the universe and going, "Wow, it's incredible," and we get to witness it because we're travelers in the fourth dimension and all that jazz. It's really inspiring, and again, cements my idea. This is the moment where the old cranky asshole in a junkyard becomes Doctor Who.
Can I just say, I love the fact that we get the most Doctor Who, like the basic building blocks of Doctor Who lore from a shitty 2-part special where they just basically ran out of time and budget and said, "Hey, we have too many episodes. Let's
Isn't
throw
it
in some
great?
filler."
Isn't that great?
Yeah, there's nothing
This
else.
is the most Doctor Who thing I have ever seen in my life.
Isn't it what? Isn't this just wonderful? Yeah, David Whittaker is just here like, oh my god, I have to bang out 45 minutes of something. Well, I might as well just make up foundational lore for the show and make it really esoteric and strange.
It's like Fear if Fear was remotely competent, which it isn't.
Well, maybe we'll find out that one day, but we find out what's gone wrong, because the last thing that Doctor Who did before this all went to shit was he pressed the fast return switch on the TARDIS.
Oh god, this switch. Also, we should point out that he lies to the ladies. He says that we have 10 minutes left. This is Ian. I lied earlier. We have 5 minutes left. I don't want them to know when the end comes.
Which, again, very Doctor Who, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can see Capaldi doing that.
I'm going to say I kind of enjoyed these 2 episodes. They were weird, like it wasn't fantastic the entire time, but as soon as they got to the reason that they're in this danger, I kind of lost it there.
No, I love it. Okay, I love it.
Can I just point out another behind the scenes bit? So the switch is the fast return switch.
Uh-huh.
And like 60s Batman, it's literally labelled fast return above it.
Oh, but labeled is a strong word, Rainy.
Well, it's just written on a bit of tape above the switch.
Written in Sharpie above the button.
Yeah, and why it's there is very funny.
Because they didn't have the budget?
No, it's either that, because Caroline Ford and William Hartnell put forward different theories as to this.
Okay.
William Hartnell says it was for him to remember it was a fast return switch. It was a memory aid.
Right.
Caroline Ford says that she and Hartnell basically put Sharpie on the set, and it was never meant to be actually filmed. It was meant to just be for the actor's benefit.
And
but
so
for some reason, some dumb cameraman thought, "Oh, fast return. I wonder what that means." And filmed it.
Oh,
so,
gotta get that insert shot. But here's the thing, and I know, Kat, you disagree, but I think this is so funny. The reason all this is happening is because the spring has stuck in the switch. The physical spring has been constantly keeping the thing pressed, and that is why the TARDIS has gone out of goddamn control, and everything could be blowing up at any moment. Because a button is stuck.
I will admit.
The danger, did we? The danger is they're heading towards the beginning of the universe.
We've done it again!
If I can speak, please.
You can.
I will admit, the spring getting stuck is the most Doctor Who thing I have ever heard of when it comes to a situation. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that I like it.
Okay.
It's better the Blu-ray you're putting the batteries in upside down all over again.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you at least agree that it is the most Doctor Who resolution to the problem. This magnificent sentient machine that can go anywhere in time and space almost blows itself up because one little button got stuck.
One spring did not sprung.
One spring did not sprung, but then the Doctor re-springs the sprung, fixes it, everything works fine, and the day is saved. We're not going to blow up. Hooray!
Thanks to the Powerpuff Girls.
So the Doctor and company do not hurtle towards the beginning of the universe anymore. They go back to normal time. The day is saved. And the whole reason why they were experiencing the weird events like passing out when touching the console or the doors opening and closing was, as you've said already, the TARDIS trying to warn them.
TARDIS is sentient.
Hey.
Yeah.
I do love this scene where they've landed somewhere and it's cold, so they're getting all their warm gear out, and then the Doctor and Barbara have a little talk. I really like this.
Yeah, Ian is pretty quick to accept the Doctor's apology. Barbara takes a bit more convincing.
But he tries. The old asshole tries to make it right.
I am going to slightly ruin this scene. The reason that Ian accepts it and that Barbara doesn't is probably because of sexism.
Yeah, you've ruined it.
Like, I hate to say it, but it probably is because, women, we're so emotional and we don't take simple apologies.
Yeah. The past was a mistake.
You might hate to say it, but you said it anyway.
Yes.
But
funny how that works.
Either way, reasons aside for why Barbara doesn't take the apology so easily, it's fine that it's interesting that the apology is given by Doctor Who, and they have this heart-to-heart moment. Heart-to-heartnal, as it were. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Heart to heart to heart.
Did that really warrant a rim shot?
Yes, it did.
Yes.
But,
The best part is, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was you. I said, did that warrant a rim shot to whoever pressed it?
But yeah, he apologizes and he thanks her for figuring out what was wrong with the TARDIS. You know, you saved our lives once again. These humans from London 1963 saved my fucking ass because I didn't know what the hell was going on.
The hell?
Did that
That
warrant
was
a
just
rim
me
shot?
testing it out. That was just me testing it out.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
I've
Testing,
made
1,
the
2,
joke
3.
about Jessica Jenkins. That's not the Discord soundboard, Cap. Disqualified.
Beautiful. But now we are now done with the Edge of Destruction, basically, and we're leading into the lead up to our next exciting adventure, where
Which doesn't exist anymore.
everything's snowy, and Susan and Barbara go out into the snow. The Doctor and Ian are talking, and then on the scanner we see her looking up and saying, "Doctor, look! Oh my gosh! There's a giant footprint here in the snow. Ooh! I wonder what that'll be. I can't wait to tune in to the next episode, The Roof of the World," and it's one of the missing episodes.
Yeah. This is Marco Polo, is what it would be lead into. Marco Polo does not exist.
Bum, bum.
Yeah.
It is, in fact, the
Which
very
is sad.
first Doctor Who story that does not
It is
exist.
sad because it has a narrator and everything.
It's fine.
Although it was quite funny for me because, like I said, I was watching this on Amazon, and pretty much I just looked for the first episode, clicked it in, and started watching. I did not know this was just a two-parter,
Oh.
and so
Yeah.
it went immediately into the next available episode. I forget which one that one is, but I was like so confused because it was like, wait, they were just in the snow.
It wasn't Planet of the Giants, was
Where
it?
are they?
That's what I thought this was leading to.
It would either be the Aztecs or the Sensorites.
Yeah.
I would have to double check. Give me one moment to do
Oh
so.
god, not the Aztecs.
Well, we already done that, so we're safe.
It's the
from
Keys
it.
of Marinus.
Oh, the Keys of Marinus! Oh my god! I completely
Yeah, so I
forgot
watched
that
like a
existed.
couple minutes of that, and I was very confused. I was like, wait, what's going on?
So
Oh.
actually, sorry, series what was supposed to be 7 episodes, and then they accidentally put 2 more 7 serials, and they put 2 more episodes than they needed.
Hmm. But
Marco
that,
Polo is completely missing, and the Reign of Terror is partially missing.
but
But we've got the Aztecs, Marinus, and the Sensorites. I've not seen the Sensorites, so I can't say if that's a bad one or not.
eh,
It's just kind of meh.
yeah.
Okay.
But that will do it for the Edge of Destruction. What do we all think of this thing?
Who'd like to go first?
I don't know who.
Don't volunteer all at once, guys. Okay, I'll do it.
Hey,
Okay, so I didn't know what to expect. I knew that Fresno had highly rated this one, had talked about it quite a bit without revealing the whole twist thing, which is good. I knew it was going to be low budget. I didn't expect it to be this low budget. That being said, it sounds like I'm criticizing it. I'm not. It's actually really rather good. I mean, your mileage may vary depending on whether you can stomach a 2-part story set in the 60s TARDIS with the budget equivalent of a piece of spaghetti. But despite all that, and despite the fact that the cast flub a lot of lines, and let's be fair to them, they had 2 days to film this. It was written in 2 days. I think they had like less than a week to film this because it was, as I say, an emergency episode, an emergency story trotted out to fill runtime. Despite all of that, it actually comes up with something rather good. And Hartnell is pretty good. Barbara's terrific. And the fact that she gets to solve the mystery is a good choice. And not because she's tired and emotional. Susan doesn't get a whole lot to do, but what she gets to do is rather wild, like the scissors stuff that prompted an actual apology from the showrunner. It's good. It's of its time, but it's good. I mean, not like the stories of its time. I mean, like the look of it, the visuals.
Yeah,
they're of their time. But yeah, I enjoyed this one. Nice pick, Frez. Who'd like to go second?
I'll go second since Frez picked it.
Yes, please.
This is a weird one for me. Like, knowing that it's filler, I give it a bit more leniency because, let's be fair, not all filler is going to be a prime example of the show because, you know, it's filler. It's not there to advance the plot. It's not there to add anything. It's not there to do anything. It's just there to fill in some space so that you have something to watch while you're waiting for the actual plot stuff to come. Saying that, however, this is an interesting version of filler where there is actual, you know, lore to this. There's important stuff to do with Doctor Who and the basics of, you know, making Doctor Who into the alien that we know and love today. Or in some cases, completely despised just because, you know, he grew tits. But it's such an interesting serial because I both hate it and I like it. And there's not really an in-between there. So, I could see the rough edges, you know, like, people faint for almost no reason, like, they start acting strange, and Susan wants to stab people for seemingly no reason, like, there's all this, you know, possible choking, and anger, and distrust, and it's like, I can get some of it. The anger and distrust I can get because, you know, the Doctor has been on only a couple of adventures with Barbara and Ian, and therefore, you know, he can't fully trust them yet. But also, like, they went up against the Daleks together. He should be able to trust them at this point. So it's kind of aggravating. But buried in all of that stuff that I don't like, there's also the TARDIS becoming sentient, the Doctor becoming the Doctor. You know, like, we have a pretty decent story of distrust and, you know, the eventual reconciliation that comes. I think if they had spread this out into a third episode, then maybe I would like it more, just because things are resolved so quickly. But otherwise, you know, I would say watch it because it's important to Doctor Who. I can't say that I specifically enjoyed the entire thing, however. Rain.
Rain already went. It's me.
I've already said my piece.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear it. Frez?
Oh,
Not
hi.
visible in this top. What the hell?
So yeah,
Who said that?
So yeah, I absolutely adore this
Look,
serial.
I said the wrong name. It happened.
It's okay, Rain. I forgive you.
Quiet, cat. Just get on with your analysis.
All right.
Damn it, Chris, just talk.
All right, Mike. Jeez. Okay, so I absolutely love this serial. As Kat said, it pushes this TARDIS crew arguably to a breaking point, and really, just full tension has been building up over the Unearthly Child and the Dalek story, where these two people are stuck with this old asshole with a time machine, who continues to be a cranky old asshole and doesn't completely trust him, and everything nearly self-destructs. And I just realized the edge of destruction. It has two meanings. They are literally on the edge of destruction because the TARDIS is about to blow up, and it's the edge of destruction with their continued partnership. Woo! Look at me being clever. But they only reach the edge, and they don't actually teeter off into oblivion because they learn to trust each other, and they learn to trust their ship, the TARDIS, which is sentient. The TARDIS becomes the TARDIS, the Doctor becomes the Doctor, and they go off to have more adventures in time and space and create a loving foundation that will last for 60 years, unless some other people add weird bits to the lore, but that's not in the purview of 1964 here, and I really enjoy this 45 minutes. So, next time, we hit a milestone!
We do. Episode 200.
Holy shit, we've been doing this for too long.
I'm trying to think off the top of which Pokemon that is, but I can't do it off the top of my head.
I want to say Crobat. Why do I want to say Crobat?
It's one of the Johto.
Misdreavus.
Misdreavus.
Oh, that's great because I kind of like Misdreavus a lot.
Oh, wow. Crobat is number 169. Nice.
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 Too late.
Okay, so 200, big party. Last time we hit a triple-digit milestone, we talked about the underwater goddamn menace.
On a live stream, no less.
What do you got for us?
I did say that was a one-off, so we won't be doing a live stream again. It was a lot of fun, but I did want to do something a bit special. Hopefully, to mark episode 200. So I'm not going to say what we're going to be doing. It's going to be a mystery again, like the 100th episode was. But I will say that if things go right, we will have a very special guest on the show.
We're doing the Twin Dilemma again.
Sylvester McCoy.
I'm not saying who it. If I say who the special guest is, I'm not going to.
We're not saying who the special guest is, mainly because you need to get.
I think I can say it's not Sylvester McCoy. Yeah. I don't have that.
Cat, put
that
down.
You know of.
Cat, put down the wallet. Put down the wallet. We're not getting elderly Doctor Who actors to troll me again.
But it's only $500 for business use.
That's $500.
That's it.
Else.
That's an entire PS4 or PS5. I could do that. I can't.
Or you could just buy a PS5. Well, no, actually, let's not say things we can't take back. But
I mean, I do want to buy a PS5 eventually because the next chapter of the Final Fantasy VII remake is PS5 only so far.
Until it comes to Epic
Cat
Games
Thanks, PlayStation.
Cat wants to know what happens to those.
Games Store 6 months later.
Cat wants to know what happens to those plot ghosts.
Oh.
I want to know if Arisex survives this one.
I mean, it would be.
So therefore, if you want to donate to me being able to play this game, please go to @ConcaveUsurper on PayPal. Don't actually do that. Or do. I don't care, please.
The pivot to the shell was just seamless.
Look, I am fully willing to shill. I would. Hey, Raid, you're doing everybody else. Come at me, and I will 100% do whatever the fuck you want as long as you give me money for it.
Hey, NordVPN.
I am a sellout.
Yeah.
The point is, I'm not going to reveal what the story or episode or episodes is that we're going to be doing, and the guest might fall through, and if so, I've got a contingency plan.
Yeah.
They don't know about, but I've got a contingency plan.
I've got a contingency plan too. It's called NordVPN, which you can buy for just $6.99 right now using the special code TARDIS.
I'm laughing at the fact, Ray, that you said, I have a contingency plan they don't know about, and then you said it on the podcast, which they might watch.
I haven't said what the contingency plan is.
Well, they know that it exists.
Well, yeah, of course it exists. Oh, sorry, the guest fall through, guys. No podcast for episode 200. Sorry, shit out of luck.
Don't worry, I'm the contingency plan.
You can find us lovely people on Twitter. I refuse to use his new name. I just know. You can find us on Twitter at Reviews Doctor. Individually, we are at Renate Maniac, at Freezing Inferno, at Concave Usurper, and at the Kachiri. There's twitch.tv/Raniac, /Concave Usurper, /the Kachiri, and /Freezing Inferno. And speaking of that, I believe, Fresno, you are streaming tonight. That is to say, the 7th of August.
Well, I mean, by the time that this goes out, I'll have streamed the thing.
Yeah, a month from now.
But yes, I will have streamed, hopefully, a Steam visual horror novel called Pet, created by your friend and mine, Beep Salt.
Gas, Beep Salt made a game?
Beep Salt made a
They
game.
do indeed.
They sure
And
did.
they're hoping to make more if this is successful.
Well, I gave them my $4, and you can too, by going down below and buying Pet on Steam for an amount of money.
Beep is good people.
Beep's very good.
Beep is also a Twitch streamer and has been playing through Ripper, and their reactions to playing Ripper are amazing.
Oh, hell yeah.
the Christopher Walken line broke them.
And
Okay, I have a question. Has Peep Salt ever played Phantasmagoria? Specifically, Phantasmagoria 2?
I want to say yes, but I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
That would be right down their alley.
So Peep Salt, there's an idea for you. Please play Phantasmagoria 2.
If they haven't already. If you
haven't already, obviously.
And
if
if
you have already, then I'm going to.
and
if you've played Ripper or seen people play through Ripper, there is a line that Christopher Walken, because he's in that game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he gives that line, and Beep just broke.
there you
Honestly, my favorite FMV game line is still the one from Tim Curry, where he says he's going to the only place that capitalism has a
go.
cut. Space.
He's right, and he should say it. Anyway, you can also find me.
Good. So is Night Trap when you kill the agent at the end of the game.
You can also find me at Fresno'sRavingRants.blogspot.com, where I have been posting some things for the month of August, and there's some interesting shit on the horizon, let me tell you there. Also, please buy The Tower Through the Trees by Sean Dillon and Back to the 11th Hour, Volumes 1 and 2 by Lena McTeer, available on Amazon.com, and also Shadow of the Gallifreyan from Altrix Books, available on Amazon.com, featuring flash fiction written by Sean Dillon, Lena McTeer, and more. Have we anything else to plug, Rain?
I haven't at the moment, no. Well, not plug, but
I've got one thing to plug.
Go ahead.
So my PayPal is at Concave Usurper. If you could just donate me some money in order to get that PS5, that'd be great. Don't actually do that. It's a joke. But maybe?
Is it actually a joke, or I never know with you these days?
But maybe.
But what's not a joke is our sponsor, HelloFresh!
Try honey.
Shock. It is this. It's not a plug per se because it's already happened, but I just want to acknowledge the EVO Championships.
We will sell out. Please give us some money.
I just want to acknowledge the EVO Championships, the fighting game championships that happened at the past weekend.
A blind person won the
Because there was
round.
something that I think you'll find very amusing in it, Frez.
Oh.
So there was a lot of, character reveals for upcoming games like Mortal Kombat 1. Reptile looks insane
Oh, yeah?
in that game.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the whole game kind of looks insane. It does, because it's like reimaginings of all your favourite Mortal Kombat characters.
So what you're
Like
saying...
completely reimagined.
So what you're saying
Baraka
is
no longer a mutant.
What you're saying is, Rain, that I need to get the game and play you online and pick Sub-Zero and then submerge myself in a bathtub full of ice water while playing.
You need to not do that.
Of course I'm not going to do that. What kind of fucking madman would do
I
that?
was watching a lot of the finals on a stream with KZ and friends. And basically, if you know anything about competitive fighting games, this will not come as a surprise to you. But a lot of the grand finals consisted of matches where each player picked the same character. I think there was like maybe 3 grand finals total that it didn't end in, this is the term, a mirror match.
Oh, you know what my favorite fighting game championship faux pas was, though? I think it happened this year, and I want to say it was a Street Fighter game, because Chun-Li. But there was somebody who was like a big high-up official in the game, and he forgot to turn off his nude mod.
I saw that one!
I think it was Street Fighter 6.
Yeah,
that was very funny.
Street Fighter 6. And Chun-Li is just going out there fucking in her birthday suit.
Bare ass.
Bare ass. And then
there are people that are very upset that Cammy, a character from the UK, has the UK flag on her jacket, so they've tried to patch that out. Or mod that out.
Oh, God. I'd love to
put the trans flag instead in place of a hate symbol. Guys, it's a flag. It's not a hate symbol.
Honey. Do you remember the Spider-Man games that came out more recently?
The PS4?
They had pride flags in that one. There were people trying to mod out the pride flags.
For fuck's sakes.
So this is like the reverse where they were trying to mod in the pride flag. Here they're trying to mod out the pride flag. God damn it.
Yeah. You know what the really funny thing is? They're the only ones who are ever going to see that, so they are so butthurt. Like, okay, small tangent. I am so sorry I keep doing this.
It's
but
alright, we're nearly done, so...
I'm going to tell you right now, if you are a straight male and you are so worried about the gays that you are thinking about men having sex with men all the time, that's gay.
All I have to add to this discussion is the following.
Like, not even in a derogatory manner. Brisket. Not even in a derogatory manner, that's just the most gay you could possibly be, because you are constantly thinking about men having sex with men.
I'm now remembering...
and women having sex with women, obviously.
I'm now remembering Raquel's friend's tweet
And
about...
non-binaries having sex with non-binaries.
I'm now remembering Raquel's friend's tweet about brisket, which is extremely funny.
What's that tweet?
I can't remember what the friend is called now, because they've gone through about 15 different name
Okay,
changes.
but what did they say?
It's about I went to the butcher's for a brisket, and he just took his trans daughter for some reason.
Beautiful.
I
Anyway,
love brisket.
this episode's sponsored by Trans Rights. Rainiac, say goodnight.
I didn't even mention the best bit though about the mirror matches. Because Marvel 3 was back on the main stage after a few years away,
Oh, yeah.
and I think the organisers admittedly regretted putting Marvel 3 back because the final match was Zero Dante Virgil versus Zero Dante and Virgil, and it was the most boring shit.
This is why Zero May Cry was trending.
Yeah,
Okay.
that team
Yeah,
just destroyed.
okay.
Anything fun about the game just gets sucked out when that team gets played.
Wah, wah. Well, I mean, it's Marvel 3. It's like chaotic.
The
Also,
other mirror match
Frizz,
finals, like the Tekken final, was brilliant, and that was two Kunimitsu players. I think Mortal Kombat 11 was Sub-Zero versus Sub-Zero, but that was good. A mirror match by itself is not a bad thing, but when you combine that with three broken characters that just beat everything else in the game cold, it's just bad.
Bam, bam.
I will say one thing, Frez. We are not sponsored by Trans Rights. We are instead sponsoring the Trevor Project. Please, if you do want to donate any money, donate it to such beautiful charities as the Trevor Project. They help LGBTQ people try to, they try to save people from committing suicide and other, horrible things that happen to them. So please, the Trevor Project.
I will fully endorse
Well
that.
said,
That's a good
Kat.
charity.
Well said.
That's
So,
a good charity.
Anyway,
I think
And
that's
I've checked
everything.
them on Charity Navigator. They have a very excellent rating on Charity Navigator. If you don't want to take my word for it, please go to charitynavigator.com. Research any charities that you want to donate to there. You'll be able to find exactly where they put their money, how much their CEOs get paid, and if they have a decent score when it comes to how they handle their funds.
So transparency, which is a good thing. Also, I'm going to ruin this because I didn't hear the Charity Navigator. I just heard Navigator. My mind switched to gaming in the Clinton years.
Say goodnight, Rain.
It's Charity Navigator. I think it's .org, but I'm not too sure. If you Google Charity Navigator, you'll find it.
If you don't like Donkey Kong Country, you are stupid.
Yes, that's insulting, but it's also true.
It's funny though.
Oh my god, all I can remember is that one where the dude really wanted Lara Croft to get breast cancer.
Yes. And also the one where that dude has
my dude.
the dude has his own fake game show.
What the hell, my dude?
Basically, Retsu Prey did a lot of this guy's material,
Yes.
and it was very funny.
Doug Walker?
No, that's prey.
Retsu Prey, slow beef and diabetes.
Yeah.
No, I know. It's just as soon as you said some guy had faked his own game show, immediately I was like, Doug Walker?
I mean, we can't get too nasty about
I
that.
mean,
because Kachiri was on it.
He said nice things about it in the last Kamen Rider podcast. So, but I will say
Again, white male.
I will
Just saying.
I will say though that Doug Walker was on Retsu Prey.
Was he really?
He
Yeah, he did
They
that
did-
Simpsons thing.
they did the Simpsons thing. But anyway, we have rambled on
That
for a long time, so we should wrap it up. Say goodnight, Rainiac.
Good night, Rainiac. And join us next time for whatever we end up reviewing for episode 200. We've been doing this far too long.
Just a bit. We should retire.
I should retire and become the curator of this place. I've been great at curating.
I really think you might.
Oh my god, it's our special get out already.
Oh, I wish. I don't
Oh.
have that much money.
I do too, though. I don't have that much clout.
Oh, God.
Anyway, we'll see you next time for that. Good night. Not Tom Baker. We'll see you next time for the actual special guest. Bye for now.
And before I messaged Colin Baker on Twitch or Twitter, and I'm like, hey, do you want to be in a stupid podcast?
Oh, God, help me.
Oh, did Rain leave?
No, I'm just looking at Twitter and saying, what the fuck?
Oh. Because I think Rain stepped away for a moment.
Yeah, he stepped away. So I'm just
Oh,
looking.
okay. That's why I asked.
Aww.
You know what the best part is? He is not here, so therefore...
Hello, Blue Peru. Oh my god. All of this.
Okay, we can continue.
You can't hide from my shame bringing.
Great timing. Okay.